Egypt wasn't built in a day, but it did rise quickly. Vertical line numbers, vertical line science news. Subscribe, archives, register, log in. Atom, cosmos, body, brain, earth, environment, genes, cells, humans, life, matter, energy, molecules, science, society, other, wasnt kids. 09 vertical line 21 vertical line 13 issue. Contents: collision course. Scientists struggle to make windows safer for birds. The tune wreckers. Lousy singers make the pitch for scientific relevance. Subscribe. Give a gift. Renew. RSS feeds. Email alerts. Digital edition. Podcast. Past issues. Read articles, including science news stories written for students, on the SNK website. Contents: alien cart leap onto the scene. Invasive fish break people's bones and threaten native species. Video games. When Granddad wins, with some practice, people over 60 bested untrained 20-year-olds meet the new meat. Scientists made a hamburger without harming animals, but it cost as much as a house. Home/news. Egypt wasn't built in a day, but it did rise quickly. New timeline of ancient civilization's earliest days finds little time between earliest villages and dominant centralized state. By Andrew Grant. Web edition, September 9, 2013. A+A, text size. New timeline of ancient civilization's earliest days finds little time between earliest villages and dominant centralized state. By Andrew Grant. Web edition, September 9, 2013. One of the world's most successful ancient civilizations didn't take long to form. A new study assigns precise dates to ancient Egypt's earliest years and finds that the transition from widely dispersed, small communities to a centralized state with powerful rulers took centuries less than previously thought. This is the first comprehensive study of this period that's ever been accomplished, says Stuart Manning, an archaeologist at Cornell University who was not involved in the research. It's dramatically changing views over how states form. Ancient Egypt has captivated scientists for centuries because of its advanced technology, sophisticated writing system and intricate bureaucracy. Researchers know of monarchs' identities and the society they ruled thanks to the recovery of many artifacts. But the dates of these rulers' reigns and other major events are fuzzy prior to the construction of the first pyramids around 2700 BC. To chart the civilization's rise, scientists have relied on a relative sequence developed in 1899 that is based on the artistic styles of ceramics uncovered from tombs. The new study, published in the September 4 Proceedings of the Royal Society, assigns precise dates to that chronology based on statistical analysis of data collected from about 150 artifacts. First, chronologist Michael D. of the University of Oxford in England and colleagues called up museums and acquired dozens of reeds, textiles, hairs and bones found in burial sites predating the pyramids. They broke off small pieces, dating each using radiocarbon methods. The researchers also gathered previously published radiocarbon dating data on nearly 100 other artifacts. Unfortunately, radiocarbon dating alone can't do the job. It has a margin of error of as much as 300 years. But D and his team had a second dataset to help them narrow the time range for the artifacts in the form of the 1899 chronology. The researchers knew the chronological order of the samples, and they could safely assume that artifacts uncovered from the same tomb were roughly the same age. D's team relied on statistics to assemble these clues into reliable dates. They plugged the data into a computer algorithm, which came up with millions of possibilities for dates that matched all the criteria. For each set of artifacts that were roughly the same age, most of those possibilities coalesced around a specific range of dates, allowing the researchers to come up with estimates they were confident of. For the most part, the results were consistent with previous approximations. But two dates stood out: 3700 BC and 3100 BC for, respectively, the first permanent agricultural villages and the assumption of power by the first monarch. The researchers conclude that Egypt took only 600 years to evolve from a migrating population of cattle owners to a centralized state. Many Egyptologists had thought that span was hundreds of years longer. D says the study challenges scientists to determine how Egyptians could have settled into villages, adopted agriculture, developed writing and sacrificed local interests for the good of the state in such a short period. The computer